So people must not know me. So I'll give you a small brief about me. I'm the co-founder at mCaffeine. I head the supply chain here. Supply chain constitutes here as sourcing, procurement, production, warehouse, and logistics. I graduated from IIT Dhanbad as a petroleum engineer, and I joined Wipro as a petroleum consultant. After working there 6 months, I realized that I will become a very bad employee if I continue there. The reason for that is the curiosity of mine to ask, to understand and question each and every process that comes under my path. So I thought, why not to start something on my own and then question myself and understand myself in building those processes. And then I started my journey as an entrepreneur. I met with the current partners of mine at mCaffeine. We are actually five partners, out of which Tarun and Vikas are the senior ones in the experience. Tarun was the head of operations at a food startup called Boxit, and Vikas was head of operations at Zoomcar that time. And the other two folks, Mohit and Vaishali, were as fresh and as energetic as was I to start my entrepreneurship journey. We all came along and we figured out that we should do something in FMCG, right? Because it's a very growing part at that time, 3 years back. So 3 years back, we started a brand called mCaffeine. Let me tell you a little about mCaffeine. I don't know you have heard about this brand or not. So mCaffeine is India's first caffeinated personal care brand. We have products in the range of coffee, tea, and chocolate. Um, each of our product has a unique ingredient, what we call it as a super ingredient, which is called caffeine, which is a superfood for hair and skin. Uh, this product, other than physiological effect, good physiological effect on hair and skin, it has a great psychological and you say social connect. Like for example, most of you people have started your day either with tea, coffee, or chocolate. Some might be having it right now, and some might be having after my boring session, frankly. Caffeine has a power to energize people, to energize the mood, to lift up the mood, right? So as our products, as a brand, we decided that we promised to our customers that we are and will not sell any kind of insecurities. In saying that we'll never launch a fairness cream. Yes, it has it this strategy, the strategy of insecurities, has worked for many traditional businesses, and a large amount of business has been built on that. But this is not we are. Till now, and we launched this mCafe in 2018, and this 3 year journey was a real roller coaster. We have reached around 4 million customers who has tried our 9 million units till today. In the closing financial year, in the upcoming closing financial year, we will be selling around 500 crore rupees worth of the products. We have grown 36 times in this 36 months. With such an hyper aggressive growth, we never gone out of stock. So this is how strong supply chain we have. There are some events when we were about to go out of stock, but we turn around the things in 48 hours. In the next 3 years, we want to build a 1,000 crore brand in India. We are already expanding our international markets, and caffeine being a global ingredient, right? We have an aim to put India on a global map with a global concept of uh, premium brands. So this is what we are. This is what about M Caffeine. Now, when we started our journey, right, the first thing that we focus on is customer experience. According to us, customer experience is the only key to build a brand. Customer experience can be through the quality of the product, the website through which they are transacting, the front end distribution channels, the packaging, the LMD, etc. Basically, customer experience or customer satisfaction is not a vertical for us. It's in our DNA. At the time, at when we were starting, the biggest challenge was to build a scalable supply chain for a hyper growth brand like this, for a top notch customer experience. uh, uh, my personal aim is that if a customer is coming on any distribution model, he or she should not go empty handed. Uh, the product should reach the customer in right time, in right condition. The challenges that we faced initially was to setting up the initial supply chain and scaling up into the same supply chain in future were the two challenges that were always kept us awake. Supply chain is a fairly evolved business, right? But again, it is equally complex. Supply chain is totally different for businesses like food. If you can say supply chain is different for fashion, supply chain is different for cosmetics, and so to say, supply chain in food only epigamia supply chain would be totally different. The reason being of the shelf life of the product. So if I divide supply chain, we have to set up our warehouse and logistics. Now, we were at the very early stage. We didn't have any promising numbers then, and we were the outsiders in the FMCG backend operations. So yes, it was difficult to start and set up the initial supply chains. Um, then what we did is we being an operational DNA, right? What we did, we divided these two things. We took these two things separately: warehousing and logistics. In warehousing, we of the traditional way, we took a 2000 square feet warehouse, we set our KPIs, and then we set the SOPs to run that warehouse so that to meet the KPIs. But logistics was the initial barrier. um, being a emerging brand, being a starting at the starting stage, we don't have that promising numbers, so it was very difficult to get the logistics partner on board at a very good price, and then it's a costly affair for a brand to pay a lot in the supply chain area. So we dig a lot. We thought we are not in 90s right now. We can if we are there in 2000, and if there are other brands that are doing good in the market, right? There must be some solutions in the market. And then we went into the market and understand how we can solve this initial barrier of logistics. And our aim was to deliver from day one. We want to cover entire India or maximum pin codes of the India. Then we come to a word called logistic aggregator, and hence we figure out and we came in contact with the partners like Shiprock. They have the brands, they have brands like us, they have brands which are there in the market. They have all the logistics partner, most of the logistic partner associated with them. So it made us very easy, and from day one we started on 25,000 pin codes. So such aggregators are helping brands like us who wants to come in the market for an initial setup of the supply chain. Things went well. Right now, in the warehousing part, we have grown from 2,000 square feet to have a 50,000 square feet mother warehouse. We are delivering in more than 30,000 pin code all over India. But what next? It has been already 2.5 years, and we have already made our a path in this industry. But we are not up there. If you say, for example, if a customer is purchasing from our distribution channel, and if he's getting the product in 5 to 6 days, it is not fair for the customer. It is not the customer experience that we want to deliver. And in a competitive world where the big players like Flipkart, Amazon, and etc. are delivering the products in a day or two, so it's very unfair on the customer part that why he or she should order from our platform. And it's on the brand part, it is unfair why we are not able to give them the same experience that they are getting from the bigger players. So then we again digged into in the market. Now what is the solution? Now again, logistics is set. Now warehousing is the part where we have to expand. There are two ways. Either we can go traditionally. We can open warehouses in the cities, and then we can do the same thing that the other players are doing. But it requires a lot of time, energy, and money. And for a brand which wants to build something in 10 to 15 years, which other brands are building traditionally in 100 years, this is not the, according to us, it is not the right path to open all the warehouses from our end and deploying people and money and time and energy. So we came across another word called warehousing solution, and we were discussing with our current partnership Rocket that they are opening that warehousing solution, and bang, we got that solution. We in a day, now we have that power with this warehousing solution, that in a day, if we want to expand in multiple cities, we can expand and on a click. um, Not only these solutions provide people or place, but with their advanced technology, they help us to take decision based on the data. and it helps us to take a focused decision. Like, for example, which player in which area is delivering in better time, and what cost effective measures can be take, and all these data they have, because for us we are one, for them we are one client, but they have hundred of clients like us. So the amount of data, amount of knowledge their tech has, and they can help us in making our logistics and warehousing better, is commendable. So I think my time is only 10 minutes, and I don't know how much I've occupied. But summing it up, what I figured out is, for an emerging brand right now in space with partners like Rocket, we have less entry barriers. So a brand can be scalable from day one. They can be focused. They can take decisions on data-driven decisions, and they can give that customer experience which a bigger players are giving right now. I can't tell you basically what is the correct method or wrong method to run a supply chain, but we'll definitely can tell, because of the facilities that are there in the market right now, what are the solutions and partners that are there right in the market right now. They can help us to scale and build a scalable supply chain for an hyperactive growing brand. I couldn't deliver much in these 10 minutes, but I hope a little bit of our information about our journey will help some more entrepreneurs to think and remove that reservation of entering barriers into a supply chain. Also, for any further discussions or understanding, you feel free to reach me out on LinkedIn. I'm hyperly active on that. Plus, we can exchange some learnings there. Also, if you have any questions, anything to discuss, if time allows, we can discuss here as well.
We'll let them take it offline with you, Saurabh, either on LinkedIn or otherwise. Yeah.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.